Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is actually the 6th. I know I've been a little bit lapse on my video trying to make some modifications. So, wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that I have been doing on the Deddy. Because, like I said, I've been kind of silent about that. So, I'm just going to do a quick moment of catching you guys up where I am, and then we'll move on from there. So, let's get to the video. But first, I want to let you guys know that my secret plan is in motion. Now, this plan is for the release of merchandise, our first ever. And I wanted to show you guys here and here that I have actually purchased everything. So, get to show you guys when that stuff arrives. It looks like it's coming out of St. Louis, so it shouldn't take too long to get here. The mug, I guess, is already on the way, so I'll actually be able to physically show you guys the merchandise and then actually release the store. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so let me get my game audio on. Because while I've been working, not gonna lie, I've been watching Netflix on my secondary screen. So I've had my game audio off. To be honest, I've actually kind of just been sitting here idle. I was watching YouTube videos, Smitty's and H2O Delirious's, Vanoss, cartoons, all with my wife in the living room for the past few hours. So I've kind of just been sitting still in the game for a few hours now. I am by myself right now. Jack has been working lately, so therefore he won't be on quite as much during the day, and of course Chris works as well. So him being on is usually only on the weekends. So what I'm going to end up doing then is I'm going to change my Deddy playing. I might pop in and out during the week, but I probably won't actually make the videos. I'll talk it over with Chris to be sure, but I probably won't actually make the videos on the Deddy until over the weekend, so we can all be there. So I've got a shipment to do, but before I do, so I've been working on the auto drive stuff. Got the cars modified, drag cars. So I'm wanting to show you some of those. So, get you guys updated here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have this thing drive to the store while I'm gonna get you guys updated. So as you can see, I have everything nicely set up in the folders for auto drive. The full map isn't done yet, but I've done quite a bit on it. Where's this pickup at? So the pickup is over there by 9, and it's literally going like right down the road. Alright, so let's zoom over there and landscape, just because I want to see what it is that needs to go over there. That trailer actually belongs to the warehouse. I'm going to have to move that. So let's landscape over, see exactly what needs picked up so I know what I need to take with me to get it. Alright, so it looks like we have a single pallet. Okay. So, since it's a pallet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lease a forklift. So I'm going to grab my flatbed trailer. going to go ahead and head to the store. Alright, so while that's doing that, so let's get to the cars. First of all, one of the things we added was this crane. Now, I have tested its lifting capability. Deadlifting, I can lift my 8970 off the ground as it is. It can also deadlift the John Deere Yarder, just its rear end off the ground really well. So it can lift quite a bit. So the hook on the end there is basically like a trailer attaching. So I have one of the tow chains attached to it. From there I can put on probably like a tow hook or something, and then pick up trees with it is my plan. So we'll see how that goes. I can always try to put different attachments on it later, but that is under the bank certification. So, another thing. So field 16 and 18 have been planted. Field 17 I actually sampled, as you can see. I need to do the same with 16 and 18, but I took the precision farming samples and put down my first round of lime. That's why everything looks kind of odd. So I had to increase the capacities of how big of a radius the thing takes, because the original precision takes just a circle like this. Whereas now, since I've upped it, it takes like that. So I can actually get the field done at some time. So 16 and 18 have been planted. I am running wheat in 16, about 80% of the field. This top section, I actually threw down grass. So I have a split running right across with an auto drive destination up there. So I have grass for making bales. And then I'm running wheat here, oat here, and this here in a couple days is actually going to be corn planted in 17. So me and Jack, off cam, have moved some of the truck stuff over to the warehouse. Keep in mind it is not in the greatest of condition. Okay, greatest of condition, because we were just trying to get stuff moved over there. But, so, this is our entrance for the warehouse here. Coming in, it loops around the back. So we have our transfer yard here. We've got most of the trailers in. All the ones I'm taking for GLA, of course. And then the yard dogs are parked in here with the forklifts. Like I said, I could just grab a forklift, but for some reason those turned. They were parked straight. That must be wrong with the mods. Those things just turned on their own. Oh, there goes Blue Line. Yeah, Blue Line was actually stuck for the past few days too, oddly enough. It just wasn't moving. But anyway, so got diesel trailers over there, put in a diesel tank for the equipment for the warehouse. So warehouse parking. The employee parking is actually you pull in here, and I have parking spaces up here. Me and Jack actually try to use these spaces because that was my original plan. Was just pull in, find a space. There's other cars around, so it looks legitimate. The 2020 F Series literally is longer than the space, and in width, it takes like 2 of them. So that plan did not work. But anyway, so you just park up here, and you just get out, walk across, and then there's the door to go in. So the warehouse is got stuff moved over to it. It's obviously not complete. Trying Trailer-wise, she's done, but we'll add some more stuff at a later point in time. So, we go ahead and rent this forklift, and then I'm going to send my truck. Rent default. Don't need to do nothing fancy with it. I'm just renting it for moving. And like I said, that flatbed trailer is actually the bank's. So I will be moving it. Alright. This thing moved. Up onto the trailer. Strap. Alright, I know usually I cut these parts out, but since I'm giving you guys the update at the same time, that's why I'm not cutting it out. Alright, so it looks like the Top Notch gas station is going to be my closest point of pickup, because I don't have any of these in yet. Actually, wait, I've got this in. So I'll actually send it down there to the city workers. Closer. Alright. So, got those 2 fields planted. Bought one of those cranes. The only reason I went ahead and put in another crane, I was actually trying a 3rd crane, but it is so bad. It's also made by TFS Group, which I'm surprised that the other one was so horrible. It's called the Mammoth something rather. It looks like a crane that makes looks like one of those cranes to do skyscrapers. This is legitimately it says it's like a 400 ton. Let me pull up the link for it here, so that way you guys can actually see it yourself. But this crane does not function. The cable doesn't drop. Moving it, like it was levitating off the ground. It was so horrible. I do not recommend this mod to anyone because of how bad it is. I have not seen one so bad in game before. So here it is. I have not seen one this bad before. Like, it looks great. You get in game, it looks pretty cool, but the cable doesn't move, the arms don't move. It turns and it drives. That's all it does. It's a non-functioning thing just to frickin' sit there, even though they don't say anything about it not doing that. Now, of course, some people will be like, oh, well, it's just TFS. But it's actually not TFS, because this one here is also made by TFS, and it doesn't have that problem. It works pretty good. So, the cable actually goes up and down, the boom retracts, rotates, the feet make it extremely stable. But yeah, so usually, like I said, I cut out the driving, but since I am commentating, more or less, while I'm driving, not much point in cutting it out. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn here and head on up. Why did my lights just go off? Okay, there we go. So, been doing some work with it. Like I said, I'll be getting my fields planted. I'm gonna run up and do this transport delivery real quick. Oop. I was gonna be attempting to use my keyboard or my controller to increase speed, and I just failed miserably. So, worth a try though. I realized I could just use my my farm machine or my farm console to do it. sometimes I forget I have that thing. Even though it's like right there, sometimes I just forget to use it. And I'm just about past it. Job self. Alright, so gonna pick this up. Forklift. Apparently I'm taking briefcases. It's drugs! Anyway. It's diamonds. I better get more than $800 for this contract. Alright, so go ahead and strap the forklift, strap the pallet in question, make sure it doesn't slide off. We'll take it right down the road. Okay, so did drag car modifications. I actually included one more drag car, which I'm going to showcase the drag cars to you. I will be skipping to that point because it is going to be a little bit of a drive to get to them. So go ahead and get this dropped off. Pull up right here. I can just back this trailer out. I wasn't trying to do that. I had to lift it up, but apparently not enough. Now, usually, the reason I was talking about the warehouse thing, let me just go ahead and return that actually. Because usually what I would do is any like of these transport missions would be done by the warehouse. That's their job. The only reason I'm doing it right now is just because I need a little bit of cash and no one is on to freaking send me cash from the bank for the missions that I've done. The only reason I'm currently doing it on the farm. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and fast travel the recording to where I get to the drag track. And then I will get into the explanation. I won't show all of them because not all of them are there, but I'll show you the new one that is down there. Alright, so I'm actually going to show you Chris's first. This is the Nova Cane. It's I believe, a 72 Chevy Nova. It says lethal dose on the trunk. You guys have actually seen this before. It was white, but he likes the blue now. So the reason that's one of the new ones. Give me a minute. There's a train going by. I apologize. Alright, so the reason that I was showing you that is because I came out with my version of the 72 Blown Nova, aka Napalm Nova. So if you notice on the back, it says Napalm Nova, kill all tires across the back trunk. And just like the Nova, it comes with 2 motor options, which I'll show you here in a minute, but you have 3 hood options. You have a scoop, you have hoodless, and you have the hole in the hood. If you go hoodless, or, well, if you go any of the three, you have either a blower option for 100,000 or you have repairs, which basically makes it look like your vehicle is torn apart. The reason I went pink is so you can see everything that actually changes color. The fan, the wiring, various and sundry other parts. So if I go like, for example, red, so you can see what actually changes color on the car. The whole frame, the interior roll cage, the wiring, the fan, all that stuff is in your design color. Also, if you go with the repairs option, the vehicle actually will not start. The gallons of gas, well, the liters of gas on all these drag cars has been reduced to 4, so basically 1 gallon, which still does give you a couple launches out of it, but we did crank up the usage so that way it would burn that much. Because, I mean, if you think about it, something in a drag strip, they're not going to have a whole bunch of fuel in it because of weight. Even Chris's carbureted Nova, which was originally made by Shenanigans and then upgraded by me, the blowers actually was the parts for it was actually included in the original Shenanigans, and then I just made my own variation of it completely. So the carbureted one, you can get the scoop if you want better air intake. You can get the cowl, or you can get no hood. You can go carbureted or the repairs. The repairs actually should be free, but I think I still got some slight work to do on it. Again, this is what all changes. Make it stand out. So you can make the design color just about anything you want. Run breast cancer awareness, which should be, of course, there you go, breast cancer awareness. Yeah, and a variety of other things that you want to do with it. It says lethal dose on the back. The only time it actually says the Novocaine is on the cowl. The scoop does not. I tried to put it on the scoop, but because of the way they have that graphic set up, I can't get it up there and make it look right. Slight issue with that. So anyway, so that's the 72. So Dom's Charger has, oh yeah, we have a fuel tank here by the way now. Dom's Charger has now joined the rank of vehicles. Now, if you listen very carefully, this is the horn. All these motor sounds were taken from the Fast and the Furious movies, like the startup. This is from the first movie, right after Jesse got shot. Of course, this is Dom idling the car in the fourth movie. But now this car has officially joined the dragster racing. Which I know you kind of couldn't hear the audio very well. And she's out of fuel. Yeah. I know you couldn't quite hear the audio very well, but when it's running, the audio that's actually playing is the race between Dom's car in the first movie again versus the Supra when Dom wrecked it. That's why you just heard the tuner, revving. It was actually their race between Paul Walker and Vin Diesel at the end of the first movie. So that race was included. There are 2 horn options I put into that car. The one, of course, is Dom revving it. The second one, oh crap, I don't have the chain. I guess I'll have to just go pick up the car. The second one is where Dom is actually explaining to Paul Walker, you know, 900 horses, a Detroit muscle, it's a beast. You know, she ran in Palmdale 9 seconds flat. That whole segment of the movie was actually the secondary horn for this car. I currently have it set to Dom revving it, just because of the fact that I need to do some slight work on the audio clip because it's rather quiet. This car was originally made by Edwards Modding. Cosmetically, the car is still the same as what they had it. It has just been beefed up performance-wise, sound clip-wise has gone up. So that's the actual changes from the original. Oh yeah, is my weight still down here for this thing? There's no weight on the back end, that's why I can't pick it up. Huh. My weight disappeared. I had a weight for this thing. Where the heck it went to? Alright, so I'll just have to move that car a little bit later. Probably off screen. So I need to send this thing down to go get the, actually I'll just send it down now to go get the chain and a weight attachment. Because it's supposed to have a tow chain on it. As you can see though, it does not have one, it is supposed to, so I'm going to send that to the store to go get its chain. As for the charger, it can't move obviously without fuel in it. So that's my bad. I'll have to go back in the footage, but I'm pretty sure that thing did not have fuel in it hardly when I started it, so that was kind of my bad. But you know, that makes it a lot more interesting in the racing aspect when we actually do the drag. So Demonic Wicked Gaming, Josh has said that he wants to join us on the Farm Sim Daddy as well, so we can also get some more footage that way. He will actually probably be running Toretto's Charger there, because of course I'm running the 70 CUDA and the 72 Blown Nova. Chris is running right now. He's got like 4 or 5 different cars at the moment, so we'll just have to see what he ends up like keeping to run with. I don't think he's fully decided on what he wants to do yet, vehicle-wise. We'll just have to wait and see how that goes. Still got some decisions to be made, and all that good stuff. So, ended up putting a small gate there for vehicle personnel. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast travel to the store. Flip accounts so that way I can get the stuff for that tractor, because that tractor is actually owned, and Dom's car is actually owned by the Navy Federal Credit Union. So they're the ones that own this whole course. So I put all these fences in for security purposes. I know that wasn't in a video yet. So I got an outside perimeter fence, and of course I have fencing put up so you can't actually get in there. So the signs are complete. All vehicles must pass and be inspected, is what those signs say. And then of course the EMS security entrance. well, the EMS team entrance, which is right there. So we'll actually be getting a race day set up, where we're just gonna drag. We're gonna actually legitimately put money on the line, not in IRL money, but game currency. So we're gonna be betting money. I don't know how much we're gonna do. I'm thinking we might do. I'm considering a 10G buy-in. But leave your comments down below. This video for the drag racing won't probably be for a couple weeks from when this is filmed and released. So, if you guys got any input on what you think we should wager, let us know. We'll strongly consider it. I mean, as you see, currently I've got 41,000. Chris is looking a little bit better at 302. Kira's tree service is sitting at a $1.5 million. So working on trees and stuff. I mean, she's making some pretty good money there. I know I'll make quite a bit of money too once I get my crops in. The only reason I'm so low, aside from getting all my equipment and stuff, the only reason I'm so low is the amount of seed and fertilizer me and Jack actually ordered and transported by train to here, or to our silo. And of course liquid fertilizer and herbicide, which I actually went and got another order of herbicide to make sure I've got plenty of herbicide good to go. So, but yeah, the Pontiac has been upgraded as well. It's a little less controllable now, a little less perfect. Does pop a wheelie. Actually looks pretty cool on its racing. Of course, the compatibility, or the amount of fuel was also reduced to 4. If you run the drag bumper, which is definitely recommended if you want a more realistic run, because we're limiting the fuel to try to make it a little more unpredictable. Because if you run and you end up broke, trying to buy in, somehow you have to be able to win on no gas. Not to mention, obviously, the harder you run the throttle, the more fuel it'll consume. So it is actually possible on a race, because you can't, if somebody faults, for example, and the whole race gets a restart because there was a fault. You have to sit there and think about that, am I going to be able to win? Because you cannot go get more fuel in the middle of your sprint. So if somebody faults and you decide to charge all the way down the track anyway, and then be like, oh, I ain't got enough fuel in my vehicle to do another run. Well, guess what? You're going to be in trouble. So, we threw that in to be, a wild card. Because obviously that's going to be making it a little more challenging. It's based on how you run, how much fuel you consume. Now, of course, in between heats, of course, you can get different fuel. Or, reload your fuel. I mean, that's perfectly allowed. But, driving your car back after you, do a race. Now you want to actually consider getting it pulled back because of the fact that it will cost, it will use fuel, which is something that you ain't got a lot of. So you got to be more paying attention to those kinds of details, which of course adds to the challenge. That's exactly why we've done it. All right, so I got my weight now for this tractor. Let me get the weight on. Then I will grab the tow chain. We're just going to attach the tow chain to the front. Actually, no, I will attach it to the back. Alright, so there's the weight. Now we get the tow chain. Turn this around, attach it up there, just like so. Attach the tow chain, yes. Attach to yourself, yes. Perfect. And we're just gonna have you go not to a gas station. Let's go right lane return. Okay. So, go ahead and flip back to my farm. But it's just something you have to be more wary of. How much fuel do you have? So, if somebody faults, you're going to want to be paying very close attention and stop as soon as possible so you're not burning much fuel. Then, of course, with the tractor, we can remove return you back to the starting grid and get you pulled up and placed. So that's something you want to, keep an eye on, because you run out of fuel in the middle of a race. Well, I guess you should have made sure it was full before you started, and watch what you're doing. So we definitely made it a lot more challenging by implementing that as a general rule. So all cars during inspection, they will actually be inspected prior to make sure they have 4 liters of fuel as their capacity. If they don't, they have to be changed to it, or the car is not allowed. Gear ratios. Some cars have different gear ratios. Cuda, for example, now has the Pro Drag and Pro Street. The Pro Drag makes the car much more powerful, have an actual better top speed. Now that, of course, you can run whichever one you want. If you want to run street, or if you want to run a drag. Street has a top out, but it's more controllable for like a beginner user. Drag also has a top out that is much higher. I want to say, so Pro Street was the original setting made by the mod maker, which I think topped out at 108. It was actually governed at 108. Pro Drag is one that I went in, reworked, did a lot of work on. And it is, I want to say, I think it tops out like 180 or 170, somewhere in there. It is definitely a lot more powerful, harder to launch. So, I reprogrammed all these cars to have, it's more user fault than anything else. So it makes it more unpredictable. You actually got to go down and practice with your car. You got to make sure that you get a good launch. Because obviously, if you fault and smack the wall early, we will actually have a cone down that I have not put down yet. But once you pass it, anything that happens after that sticks. So I'm not sure exactly how I want to do that. If you guys have any suggestions, please leave it in the comments. I'll go over here to the track and kind of give you my general idea of what I'm thinking. So obviously, when you start, your front bumper is right behind this white line. So I'm kind of thinking as soon as you pass the tree, anything goes. So you have up until your rear tires clear this tree or get to the tree to quote unquote fall out. After that, then your run is held as it is, and then of course there will be multiple heats against multiple different opponents. We'll try to randomize it as best as we can, because I want to have, when we have this race, we'll probably have at least 4 racers running. Myself, Kira, Jack, Chris, and hopefully we'll have Josh the same night, so it'll actually be a heat of 5. Ideally, I want to have a 6th, so that way, no one's going twice. Make it a little more challenging. Oh, good, there's the tractor. Completely missed the charger, too. Ha! So I want to make it a little bit more challenging based on all that. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it all goes well. And then we'll kind of just go from there. If we can't get an extra body in the run, I do have a fallback time of actually running times at the strip to determine. Basically, you run solo. The person with the best time without faulting gets a free pass, more or less, to the next round. And then from there, it would be an elimination match between the remaining 4. So 2 people get knocked off, 2 move on. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. It would be a complete elimination match at that point. So actually 3 would get knocked out, 1 would move on, and then face the best timesman for the title. Something like that is what I'm kind of thinking. So we'll just have to see how that goes. If you guys got any comments on it, please leave them below, and I will review them and definitely consider them. So this is field 17 here that I'm currently at. I know my render distance is kind of odd for some reason. Not sure why. So I went ahead and did the pre-coat of lime yesterday, actually. Took the core samples everywhere. I'm going to let that set in a little bit. Probably run a herbicide run through it, just to get it nice and pre-treated since I'm getting close. I'm actually going to run a second run of lime to try to balance out the entire field on the 16th. I'm sorry. And then plant on the 17th. So today is the 14th. I did this the 13th. So the 15th I'll herbicide it. The 16th I'll lime it one more time. 17th is plant day for corn. That is my plan for this field. And then I'm going to wait on 16 and 18 on trying to do core samples until afterward. I love how I just have this perfect line running straight through a lime almost all the way across. Huh. So, little test we're running here. So I put a chipper here, which is also owned by the bank. See if the train will allow me to transport wood chips between the sell points. So this is actually, I believe, station 1 here. Yeah, this is station 1 at the south by my stuff. So we'll see if that allows. We've got the crane inside with the tow chain already attached to it. Then we have another wood chipper here in case that one over there's plan fails to actually make the wood chips. And then we'll just transport wood chips between point A and point B as needed. So the other field, or the other sawmill, which is station 2. My wife came in a couple days ago while me and Jack were also running and trying to get some stuff done on our stuff, and did some behind the scenes work, which I'm now going to show you. So she bought this plot, or well, she already had this plot of land, but so she put in Some vehicles. I don't know why the Scorpion and that fell over. Looks like an earthquake happened. I'll have to go over there and fix that. So there's her chip trailer. Auto drive is in, and then this is the other sawmill plant. Me and Jack ran fuel to both of these last night. I actually filled this one. Jack did the one down by our place from the warehouse. So she'll be ready to. She cleaned out this area up here of trees, and just did like a soft test to see how everything was going to work. So she'll be hitting the trees very soon because obviously there's a lot of them. And I mean a lot of them up here. She's also going to need to get obviously a tree planter and a tractor to replant them after she harvests them. So she's basically going to be running forestry like nonstop. I don't even know if she's going to put animals in on, be honest. That might be something that I'll end up doing, just a few here and there. We'll have to see. So the facility for the city workers has been done for a little while. I don't know if I've caught that on video. Oh, no, it's up here. I'm sorry. Whew. So, move the mother bin down. That was not fun. So we've got the wheel loader. They got 2 mowers in. Little personal salt spreaders and stuff for the tractors that are down here. Which, of course, they're running New Hollands. Right there. They also have, they have dump trucks already with plows, already loaded down with salt, so they're ready to go when that happens. They still need a water truck to be put in down here, so they're gonna have to get on that, which will probably just be parked in here somewhere. So they'll need a water truck and a water source down here to get them jump started on making salt for themselves. My farm is obligatedly contracted to run this stuff, so more than likely that'll be something that me and Jack will be doing from time to time during our, once we'll probably come down here and be working on this once the corn is planted, because once the corn's planted, we're kind of, out of stuff to do until, more or less until it's time to harvest. So we'll probably be doing that stuff, get some animals probably. Definitely gonna have to be taking a loan out from the bank for my first year. We put in these tanks. As you can see, this is where most of our money has gone. 100,000 liters of herbicide and fertilizer, and liquid fertilizer, in both those, so 200,000 in total. And then this one I've used some out of because it was full too. Obviously, put in these tanks as well. They're doing pretty good. Filled all my machinery already, so it's good to go. And then what we shipped via train, because obviously you can't sell or pull liquids on the train, was lime, seeds, and solid fertilizer. As you can see, we have over 1 million of all 3 of those. That was transported via train, which is rather nice because it can hold quite a bit more than we can. Made some modifications here. So usually my seeders are always like this. They have the 3 tank in the back, 72 in the middle, and then the unit. Well, when I did my modification, I actually made this tank hold the same amount as that one. And then ended up buying a second one. Because I actually do like running the seeder at the end sometimes too. That actually does help. Went by a backhoe earlier. It's a Caterpillar 420F. For when I do put in some animal stuff, I'll have to consider. This is why I need the loan from the bank for us to put that in. Also ordered my DEF and diesel tanks. Changed the configuration of these to dual tires because I actually increased what they hold. So they hold 50,000 liters each now instead of 10. This is what I've been moving the liquid with. A 9000 TLX. It's a very nice semi. Is set up for passengers, which is very nice. Which me and Jack actually did in a previous video, I believe you guys already saw. But so that's what we've been running, getting our liquid stuff in, was those tanks there. So yeah, that's basically catches you guys up on just about everything. I apologize for doing a lot of things off screen. I just figured it, you know, trying to do these fields and stuff was needed to be done quickly, and I just wasn't trying to record us, hitting it hard, spending a lot of time on it the past couple days trying to get it all started up. So yeah, like I said, this is all grass up here, and then we have the wheat start here, and then all the way down for 16. There's not going to be a bunch of grass. As you can see, it's kind of a small little plot, but yeah, we can get quite a bit out of that because I believe I might own this land up here as well. Check. Yeah, I own all the way up across half the road. So, got some extra grass. Amazingly enough, I don't own any of that, where the trees are, but oh well. So, but yeah, we'll definitely have to, I don't own the... Oh, okay, yeah, because that's the tree area too. So, we'll definitely have to see, why do I own where the warehouse is sitting? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna flip over to the back now and buy that land. That isn't even like I that's great. Yeah. So that's not even mine. Technically, I could buy that or sell that too, because part of that land there is not utilized by me either, but oh well. Yeah, cause see that and that are both diesel. My silo, yeah, that's sitting up there, and the railroad thing owned by the bank is back here. So all that's on this part that's mine is that silo. And of course that's just the diesel. These two I've got stuff on, and then of course this one and this one. I don't actually have anything on that, but that's part of this. So. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure how that just happened. I think I must have bought that when I first started the game up on this map. Yeah, I did. Because originally the warehouse was under my name. It was actually on this plot. And I owned the two production facilities as well for diesel. And then what I ended up doing was selling off the buildings and having the bank buy them. Because everything under the Navy Federal Credit Union is now the warehouse. All that equipment there is all owned by them. Of course, I have the capability of using it because I am contractually obligated to it. But that's what all that's there for. So, but yeah, thanks for coming on this video. I'll be rolling out another new one here very soon of the next stage of things to do. Because I think for tonight, I'm basically done. Let's see here. That's potatoes. I don't even have a potato thing. Black bean. Black bean's got to be done by a planter. That thing is a planter. But it can also do cedar stuff. Problem is, I don't know which one's black beans. So for some reason on this map, they have... Like, what's black beans? Is it that black pile there to the far left now that looks like turds, or is it what's black beans? I am utterly confused. That's not much help. Hmm. Hmm. It's kind of weird. So they don't have anything down that says anything about which is which. I don't like the fact that this map has icons, like normal icons for this stuff that is known, and then this other stuff, like there's nowhere that it says what it is. I mean, obviously there's a few things I can pick out, like black beans, and carrots, onions, lettuce, but like that freaking black line thing there, it's next to the what looks like cherries on the left. I have no idea what that is. Uh, maybe that's the black beans. But there's that thing. Oh wait, since that's both bought by compost, that's got to be a compost thing, which means that should be the black beans there. I think. Maybe. What is that thing to the far right? It's not bought anywhere at all. Oh, I'm utterly confused. All right, anyway. So, yeah, I have no idea what it is. Well, I have some theories, but who knows? We'll just have to trial and error it probably. Yeah, so he wants black beans planted. Let me go. Let's do this. Let me go into the planters. Mine specifically. Before I end this video. In case this ends up a question that everyone ends up having on this map. Alright, so. I do not see what I would consider black beans listed under my planters. So let's go to my planter. And we'll see what objects it says that it can do on it. And if one of them's black beans, then we know it's one of those. Otherwise, it's one of the other things. So we'll go on to one of my plantas here. Obviously, it doesn't matter which one because they're both the same. Alright, so we got corn, sunflower, soybeans, sugar beets, cotton, potatoes. These things do potatoes. Tobacco, sorghum, grass, hops, carrot, onion, cabbage, and red cabbage. Okay, so it's none of those. Means it's got to be the cedars. This helps. This does help. That way I know what I'm looking at. It was very helpful. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and head up to where my cedars are and figure out which symbol I'm looking at here that ends up being that, because I ended up doing some of these contracts at some point. Old Gerber. Guy who makes baby food. Oh boy. Old Gerber. I was gonna say, I definitely do like the fact that everything is kind of where I know where it is. Alright, so here we are. Here. Hop in the tractor. Alright, alfalfa. Yeah, so black beans. That's that squiggly line thing. Are they worth much? Let's see, so when is the black beans? Oh, I guess I could have just come in here. Whoops. Alright, so this black bean planting season. It's actually planting season on all that stuff. So soybeans and corn isn't just yet. We're in the middle of potato season. Sugarcane is just not listed. Now there's cotton. Yeah, because I'm definitely going to put in a cotton. Or put cotton in at some point. Probably will actually end up getting another field or two. Just for that purpose. Alright, so the black squiggly line thing. There to the left. That is black bean. Black bean sells adequately. Not as good as some other things, but it does do pretty good. So right there's seeds, I believe. No, that's seeds. So that's like, I think that's compost. Is what this is. Because there to the left, that's wood chips. I know that. Wood chips don't have a huge resale value, but later in the year they would. Alright, so potatoes ain't the greatest either, but you get a lot of them. Alright, so if we look at best sell times. So, over the winter, looks like the best time for corn. Soybeans seem to make a lot of money. Their best time is actually in the summer. It's always definitely important to check these charts to see when your best time is. Like right now is the absolute best time to sell wool. Right this second, like today. Of course I don't have any. TMR seems to be high regardless. Era sales over the winter. So it gives you a general idea of what things sell for and for how much. Which is nice. So then you get a general idea. The best time to actually sell animals is currently. So. Alright, so springtime. Okay. So now I know. So, this will be a good time for me to end this video. I thank you guys all for coming. Like, seriously. It's very, very helpful. Ooh, I actually like that. Door with ramp. But, thank you so much for coming. It has been a pleasure having you guys here. So we can get some stuff figured out. I can get you guys caught up. And then, of course, we'll just move along as we need to. So I'm going to buy myself a couple things, get some animals. I think I might actually end up taking up some animals. I'll talk to my wife, Kira, and see if she's actually going to run animals or not on this map. So based on her answer, that'll kind of determine what I'm going to do. I might just start, some things and then she'll do the rest. So, I might run some cattle, she's going to run milk, then I might run Angus or whatnot. We'll just switch off what we're doing. So, I know for a fact she is probably going to do horses. We'll just have to see. So, thanks for coming. And I will catch you guys on the next one. And it will definitely be interesting. So, I'll probably do little snippets, but more than likely, it's probably just going to, I don't know if I'm going to record. You know what? I will record each stage. It's better. Rather than just like skipping forward to planting, which is a couple days away. So I'll just do each and every section that I do on the map. That way every stage is recorded. You guys get to see it all. So, but thanks for coming. Soon enough, I hope you guys will be also seeing my merch. So I actually got news. Let me check real quick before I end this for that, because I did get an email that something was already on the way. I think it's the mug. I don't know if anything else is actually already on the way. I know the mug is. Which is, of course, really great, because then you guys actually get to see it. So let me go to here real quick. And check and see. Is there an order thing? So I ordered everything on the 1st. It doesn't show me what's been shipped. So I will have to wait and see what gets shipped and when. I know like I said, I've got a notification, probably on my phone as everything, that at least the mug was on the way, but I think I got a couple more since then, so let me look real quick. Alright, so the long sleeve shirt is already on its way. The tank top, for some reason, just says order confirmed. But whenever I click on it, though, it shows like everything in that order. Package departed from the DHL e-commerce facility in St. Louis, Missouri or Montana. It doesn't tell me. Okay, so it looks like the long sleeve tee, the tank top of my wife's, the zip up hoodie, and the mug theoretically should all be in that. So then I will be waiting on my tank top, the XXL gaming mouse pad, the t-shirt, the smaller mouse pad, the Minky blanket, and the regular hoodie is in a second order. So I will definitely show you guys when that stuff arrives, so you can see it and do a review on everything. So you guys have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good night, everybody.